Okay, guys, we are our first call in November. So today is November 2nd, and we are on the GetFitCrew team call, and tonight we're going to discuss expanding our network. And this is something that I know we've chatted a lot about, like how to add more people, how to expand our network, and how to get more going, more movement. So I'm hoping that this call I put together will help you guys with that. So let's go ahead and hit the screen here. Okay. So the first thing, like we always say, we're always talking about adding 3 people every day. So when you're adding new people, you also want to make sure that you're sending them a message, just a little like, hello, you know, something like that, just to not just add them, give them that personal touch, a quick little note. One thing that I wanted to tell you guys about the quick notes is always create and save little templates, which is what we do a lot of, so you can copy and paste. But you also want to make it, make sure that you don't use the same one more than 5 times, because when Facebook sees that, they consider it spam, and that's where sometimes you'll go to what we like to call Facebook jail, and they'll put a hold on your account for a little while where you can't use it. So make sure you have a couple different templates. I wrote a couple down so I can give you guys a couple ideas. One that you could use is like, you know, hey, you and I have a bunch of friends in common. Just wanted to give you a quick hi. Thank you for accepting my friend request. I love your timeline pic, or I love your profile pic, or, you know, your son's adorable. I'm always making sure that I'm surrounding myself with positive people. And I was, you know, looking at the people we had in common and looking at your page, and I saw that you're very positive. So thank you for accepting my friend request. You can also do one like if it's someone that you've never even met. You know, just one of those new people that you're adding. You don't have any new friends in common, and it's like, okay, how do I start a relationship with that person? You can always start by thanking them for accepting your friend request. You don't want to just all of a sudden give them a compliment, but a great way to start conversation with someone like that is compliment them on something that you like about either their page or them. Like there was one girl that I had friend requested from my like page. She accepted it. So I thanked her for liking my Get Fit with Tanya page. I thanked her for accepting my friend request. And then I went into complimenting her, telling her that I thought she had the most perfect eyebrows ever. Probably like the most cheesiest thing, but like I was infatuated with her eyebrows. So I just kind of gave her that compliment and was talking to her about how I've tried so many different things with my eyebrows, and I feel like you can't even tell I have them sometimes because they're not super dark unless I put stuff on them. We ended up talking for, I would say, maybe 45 minutes about makeup and eyebrows, and we're building a relationship while we're doing that. So make sure you create and save those templates. I have a bunch that I can send you guys. I have a list on my Google Docs of different ways to start communication. That way I don't use one more than 5 times. So make sure you have more than one that you're utilizing. It's very, very important. You could also, one that you can use if it's a mutual friend that you've added, you can just say, you know, hey, I saw, you know, one of your great posts on Jamie's Facebook. And then I went to your profile and checked everything out. Wow, you're such a positive person, or it's really awesome that you're into fitness. So am I. We have that mutual thing that we like. It'll give you guys something to talk about. And you could also ask them how they know your mutual friend. How do you know Jennifer? You know, and find out how they know them. That'll strike up conversation also. Just a way to get them talking. And you want to make sure you're building more meaningful relationships. So you want to message them back. You want to go back and forth. You don't want to leave them waiting too long to get that message back. You want them to know that they are important. But you don't have to feel like the second your messenger goes off, I have to answer them back. Set those business hours. Don't forget about that. But you want to add the new friend. You want to set the message, and then you want to do dialogue. You want to ask them a lot of questions about themselves so you can learn about them, but you also want to let them know who you are. You know, you want to give them a little bit of background about you. Are you married? Are you not married? Do you have children? Let them know a little bit about you. So as you're learning about them and they tell you, oh, I have 2 kids, or, oh, you know, my daughter's this age. You can, when you answer back, you're like, oh my God, I have a daughter the same age. It's so funny. What's her name? Blah, blah, blah. And just see what you might have in common with them. So make sure they learn a little bit about you too, because that's part of building a relationship. It is a 2-way street. Same thing, you know, you can, if they posted something that might have inspired you, you can comment on that post, but then also send them a message and build that relationship. Send them a separate message, you know, like, oh my God, that was the most inspiring post I haven't seen on Facebook in a long time. I wanted to pass a compliment along to you. I've been trying to share more positive thoughts on my Facebook. And when I come across that, I just really wanted to take a minute and tell you how great I thought that was. Boom. You're building that relationship. You're starting that conversation. Another little one that you guys can write down for a template would be, let's see, I wrote a couple down here. Okay, if you had a mutual friend and you added that person, so you friend requested them, they accepted it, you can just say, hi, thank you for accepting my friend request. Or if they friend requested you, hi, I saw your friend request. I added you to my page. You look really familiar. I see that we have some mutual friends. Have we ever met in person? If you end a lot of your conversations with a question, it gives room for them to communicate back. If you just answer their question, they really have nothing to answer back to. So you want to keep that open line of communication open. So you always want to kind of end with a question. Keep them talking. Get to know them more. Another thing, if they requested you, a friend request towards you, and you're accepting it, send them a message right after you accept it. Hi, I just saw your Facebook friend request that you sent me. I accepted it. I added you on my page. I'd love to get to know you a little bit more. I always try to get to know, all my friends that I have on here, and just get to talking a little bit more, and come right out and ask them, what do you do for work? What do you do for hobbies? And just get to know them a little bit more. Like I said before, if you met them through a mutual friend, you can say how you met that person. I see we have Amy in common. How do you know Amy? I've known her since I was in middle school. We must have met. If you know her, we must have met at a party or something somewhere. And that'll get you a little bit going on with them with their conversation. You want to reconnect with 3 friends each day. So what you want to do is you want to ask them, how have you been? This isn't adding a new friend. It's reconnecting with an old friend. So you want to ask them, hey friend, how have you been? I love watching your beautiful life on Facebook. I wanted to stop by and say hi. I miss you. How's your new job been going? Because obviously if this is a friend that you've had on Facebook or a friend that you've had for a little while and you're reconnecting with them, you're already following them on Facebook. You know what's going on with them. So instead of just sending like, hey Susie Q, how are you? Send them a little bit more. Like, I miss you. It's been so long. How's your new job going? How are the boys doing? How's your son doing in kindergarten? Is he totally liking school? Does he feel like a big boy? Just something like that to where they know that you actually are still involved in their life and they know that you're still watching them. You're still interested. You want them to know that you're still interested. So make sure you're reconnecting also, not just adding new people, but reconnecting with people you've known already and they were already on your Facebook. Join Facebook groups is another great way to network and add more people. And what I mean by joining Facebook groups, not each other's challenge groups. I'm meaning like I'm in some running club groups where there's a bunch of runners in the group because it's something that interests me. Single mom groups, when I was a single mother, I joined those groups and I stayed in them because I made some friends in there. We help each other. So it's not, I try not to join too many groups about fitness. I try to join groups about other things. I did a teenage mother of teens, with my daughter being a teenager. Soccer mom, I found a soccer mom group, which I've been a soccer mom since my daughter was 4. So if you try to find groups that you're interested in, whether it's a church group, anything like that on Facebook, any groups that you can find that are something interesting in your life. If you're a dog lover, find a group that, dogs as your children. Like if you don't have children and you have your fur babies as your children, find groups like that you can meet people that are like-minded and are interested in the same things as you. And then once you're in those groups, you want to start communicating with these people. And that doesn't mean just start posting about your fitness groups that you have going on to try to get them in there. Start communicating, comment on what they write, or post. You might have a question or you might have something that you want to post about your dog or about whatever that group is about. Maybe a run that you went on and it was the first time you ran 3 miles without stopping. Something like that. Post in the groups. start building relationships in the groups, communicate with people. And then once you're building a relationship with them within the group, then you could add them as a friend and then start messaging them privately and then start telling them about your other stuff and your fitness groups and challenge groups that you have going on. Building these relationships takes a little bit of time. So you have to really get out there and look for it. So you don't necessarily have to run an ad on your like page to add more people to your network. That's why I wanted to do this call, so you guys can see that there are so many ways out there to add more people into your network without having to reach into your pocket. And this is how I started before I ran ads. This is how I added people to my network. Another way is to get involved in community things. So I know like Cooper City, they usually have a lot of community events. They have a Chamber of Commerce event. They do some farmers markets over at, oh gosh, I can't even think of the Pembroke Gardens, that outdoor mall. There's always a farmers market that goes on there. I think it's on Sundays, maybe Saturdays. So you can get involved with things like that. You can do a little Shakeology booth or something like that. But even get involved in the community without bringing Beachbody into it, just to meet new people. And as you meet them, people that interest you, ask them, are you on Facebook? If they're like, yeah, I'm on Facebook, just like, cool. Get out your phone, add me. Just like add me so we can chat and we can stay in touch. So getting involved in your community, getting involved in your child's school, things like that will help you meet new people and bring them into your Facebook and grow your network on your Facebook or your Instagram, whichever social media. You also want to meet people where you can add value everywhere you go. You have to think of every time you leave the house, wherever you're going, you can meet someone. So you can be at the bank in line, your child's school, your own school if you're going to college for something, somewhere as simple as Publix, any supermarket. I always try to, when I leave the house, wear some sort of wear and share shirt, whether it's our team shirt that has the programs on the back, whether it's a program shirt a program that I finished and I got the shirt from the Beachbody Challenge. I'm always wearing it because it always starts conversation. I remember one time in Publix, I was looking for my chicken and there was a female butcher in the back and I had my T25 shirt on and she's like, oh, T25, did you do that program? Did you really see results? Does it really work? Had about 30-minute conversation with her. She added me on Facebook. We chatted and she became a challenger. So everywhere you go is a chance to add value to somebody, answer any of their questions they might have, meet them, connect, and add to your network. Going to the nail salon, going to get your hair cut, anywhere, going to get a massage, going to get a facial, going to the vet, anywhere you go is a great place to meet people, add value, and add to your network. Here's a big one that it took me a little bit to do this, because whenever somebody was having a get together, I would always, no, I don't have time for this, or no, I don't have time for that because I had my kids or I had this. You need to say yes to more. Any upcoming parties that you're invited to, even online ones. Like if somebody throws those online 31 parties or whatever, go to it. Even if you don't buy something, people are constantly communicating in those little events. You could be communicating with people and just getting to know them in the event, whether you buy something or not. Mommy play dates for any of you guys that have little ones and they want to get together with their friends and the moms are there. That's a chance for you moms to talk adult talk and not have to worry about keeping the kids occupied because they have a friend there. So any birthday parties, and if there aren't any parties, throw a little get together. And it doesn't have to be Beachbody related. It can just be a New Year's Eve. It could be a weekend and you just wanted to do a barbecue. Anything like that, just to build more relationships. It doesn't even have to, it could be, no new friends. It could be all your existing friends, but just to continue keeping those relationships strong. So you definitely want to say yes to more. I'm invited to a lot of Relay for Life stuff, and I don't always have the chance to go. And I need to be more accountable, and I need to say yes to a lot more of those events because it would definitely open the door to me meeting a lot more people. So we definitely need to say yes to a lot more events. Next is adding value. You want to definitely do YouTube. not all of you have to start a blog right now, but eventually as you grow, you want to do a blog. And what I mean by a blog is, like, my website is blog-based website. So I have different pages on there, but the main page is a blog. So every couple days, every other day, I try to post something. Like, the last post I did was about the holiday survival group. So you want to add value with your website and your blog, and you want to add value with YouTube. What I utilize my YouTube for is I upload these calls that we do on Mondays. I upload my Coach Tanya Minute workout videos. I upload my Shakeology videos where I show that it takes 2 minutes to make a meal, and it's the healthiest meal I'll probably eat all day. So I'm adding value with those videos, and I'm utilizing YouTube to do that. And then I share those videos onto my blog and things like that. But you want to make sure that you're not just posting random videos. You want videos that are motivational. They add some type of value to make these people want to watch it. And then you want to share it on your Facebook. And you want to copy your YouTube link and put it on your Facebook. That way people will go right to your YouTube to watch it, and then they'll subscribe to you. Anyone that needs help getting their YouTube started or how to use it, ask me. That's one that I recently really started working on, and I haven't been doing it that long, but I have, I think, like 20 or 25 people on there now. So it's getting somewhere and it's working, and I'm learning what to and not to do with YouTube. It's hard to learn the different social medias and what's the right thing to do to get what you're wanting, but I'm getting there. So I can help you guys with anything that you might want, but you want to make sure that you're adding the value. All right. For my churchgoers or my temple goers, this is a fantastic way to meet people and get involved in the community. With me, I'm a churchgoer, and I've been bad. I haven't been going lately, but I had told my husband that after my surgery next week, I want to start going back on Sundays. And that's something that I'm going to hold myself accountable to, because it's something I need to do for me. But it is a great way to meet so many new people, and it's an awesome way to get involved. The church is constantly doing an event or a fundraiser or something, even a bake sale. Just getting involved in the bake sale, you're meeting all the people that are involved in the church. You can get an advertisement in the little program that they give out at church. So you can advertise yourself. You can just put a copy of your business card in there for health and fitness. Just doing little things like when they have the church carnivals, you can just help with ticket sales. You can help with anything just to be involved and, again, meet more people, help your community, which, one, feels amazing, and two, you're going to be adding to your network. So these are all things you can do that it's just going to cost you some time, but it's not going to cost you the money. Creating a fitness life page. We spoke about this and how to create your page and how to set up your page. You want to make sure you have a fitness like page going on, because you do not want your personal Facebook page to become all about business. Yes, you want to post about drinking your shakes and doing your workouts, but that's your personal journey. Your like page is where you talk about your business. You want to send I can't even speak today. You want to do motivation posts. You want to post about the Beachbody business, how it is to do an at-home business. So your like page, people expect to see business stuff on there. So information about what Shakeology has, anything that adds value. So if you're explaining the ingredients of what's in Shakeology, you're adding value because you're explaining to them what that product is. When you're posting about the business, you're explaining what a lot of people don't even realize, that Beachbody is an at-home business. They just think you're doing shakes and doing a workout. They don't realize that you can build an extremely successful at-home business with this company. So you want to have a like page, and you want to utilize that to get that out there. But you want to make sure that you're not just posting to post. You want to get engagement on your page. So examples of things to post would be fitness tips, nutrition tips, clean eating recipe ideas, obviously motivation, whether it be life, health, fitness. I like to post about the ingredients in Shakeology or the myths that some people have of Shakeology, and I call them my little myth busters. But you want to make sure you're adding value to your post. So you don't want to just post a picture. You want to write a little bit of something about it. It'll help keep people motivated. And one thing I like to do is if somebody shares something on my page or they like or they comment, I'll communicate back with them on that post. But if you see at the bottom of the slide, I write them a little message and I thank them for liking, commenting, or sharing, whichever they did. And I just write, we must have common interests with health and fitness, or whatever the topic might be. Like I had a lot of sharing on that one that I posted. It was a square with a bunch of letters, and I just posted it and said, write down what's the first word that you saw. It reached like 2,000 people and got like 100 comments on it. And I didn't think it would get that much, but I just thought sometimes I like to do those fun Facebook games to get people having a little bit of fun. So I sent this message out to people that shared it or that commented on it. And I just put, I love doing those types of little Facebook games. You must like it too. And then I would ask them if they had any goals. Do you mind me asking if you have any goals that you're working on now in your life or for your health or anything like that? Just because it gave me a question to ask them, which gave a little bit more engagement. You want to ask engaging. You want your posts and your messages and stuff to be engaging to get people that want to communicate back. If I just said thank you, all they would have said was you're welcome, or they wouldn't have commented. And then where do you go from there in a conversation? So you want to keep that open line of communication. You don't want to end it by just saying, just wanted to come by and say thank you, or just stopping by to say hi, because if you just say that, they're just going to say hi back. So you just wanted to stop by and say hi and see how such and such is going. Always ask a little bit of a question. Let me exit this out. All right. Let me stop the screen share here so I can see all your faces. Okay. So it took me a little bit to do this one because I just wanted to make sure. I know me and Jo Dana were talking about how she can add more people into her network. That's why I thought this would be a great call for her to get on tonight. So I'm happy to see her face on there. Because you don't have to spend the money to find people and meet people. You just have to be comfortable starting to talk to people. That was hard for me. Just like if I'm in a store, just randomly, hi, so-and-so, and start talking to them. So that's why I would wear my different shirts. So you guys have to take advantage of the Beachbody Challenge that we have. If you've done 30 days of Shakeology, go on that Beachbody Challenge and do your 30 days worth and get your Shakeology shirt. It's free. It comes with your challenge pack. Once you finish a program, you get a free shirt. If you finish, but you can't do them all in one day. Like you have to do one and then you're going to have to wait like 30 days later, and then you could do 21-day fix and then wait 30 days later and do the next one. So whatever programs you finished, make sure you're getting your wear and share shirts. They're going to help you strike up conversation with people because they're going to strike up the conversation with you. They're going to come to you and start asking you questions. Especially any of you that bought any of the team shirts or anything like that, same thing. They're going to come up to you because they're going to see all those programs written on the back of your shirt, and they're going to ask you questions. Another great way to start conversation is I carry this big thing around. Even when I'm in Publix, and everybody's like, you're so little. How do you drink all that water? And then it just starts conversation. So strangers just start conversations with me because I either have a shirt on or I'm carrying my big water jug. So think of ways that when you're out and about, have something. If you have a bag that has Shakeology on it or something that has Beachbody on it or anything like that, make sure you have it on you because it will start conversations. And it's a great way to meet new people. It's a really great way to meet new people. And then of course, when you're chatting with them and they're like, all right, I got to run, just be like, okay, are you on Facebook? Because I'd love to keep communicating with you. Seems like we have a lot of things in common. And then have them add you. Because at least if they add you, you're going to accept it. If you add them, who knows if they're going to accept it or if it's just going to sit there for a while. So always try to get them to add you. But that's all that I have for you guys this evening. Does anybody have any questions on anything that I went over on adding new people into your network?
You know what, Tanya, I found, and me and Amy were talking about this today, that events, if I create an event and invite people to the events and share the events in groups, I end up because now if you want to come to the event, I add you as a friend and I send you, this whole long, thank you for your interest in my ad challenge. Please, go like my page and click sign up and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And you'll add it. So just by doing that, I've added quite a few people. The two challenge packs that I just sold, the two coaches that I just signed were a friend of a friend who was already in one of my customers and saw the event and said they were going to the event. And that's how I got them.
That's awesome.
I mean,
yeah, and you hit 4 last month.
I did. Yeah. I did, and it wasn't anybody I already knew.
But that's okay. But you see how
it wasn't a family member.
That's what I do too. Is I do an event I have my holiday survival event continuing. So whoever missed round 1 can make it into round 2, and I'm still sharing the event, and I still post in that event of like, day 1 went great with round 1. I'm excited for whoever's going to be joining round 2. So that does help too. That's a great point that you brought up, Lonnie. That helps too.
I've maxed out, like in that event, let's say I invited 500 people because that's how many it would allow me to invite. Right. Then I take the event and I share it from my like page. So now they're seeing my like page. They're seeing my name plus my like page plus the event.
Yep.
So it's all kind of.
It links it all together.
It links it all together. And it's working, kind of.
That's awesome. Well, you're adding new people, and it shows. You hit Success Club 4 last month.
I wake up every morning, and I've joined all these, like you said, the mom groups and all that.
Yeah, the mom business ones I saw, because I'm in a couple of the ones that you're in.
The business, like anything I'm trying to do, like network marketing and like marketing and small businesses, just to see if I can get someone that way
to build a business, right?
Something,
if they're in those groups, because that's the same mindset I had. I went into like small business for moms and stuff like that because I figured if they're in those groups,
they want to build a business.
Then they want to build a business,
right?
Exactly.
And I share every morning. I think I go through and I share stuff, and if they, there's 20,000 people in the group, so they might see it and they might not. If they're scrolling through, it all depends. But you can get lucky.
Right. Nope, that's great. And if you do stuff like that where you're in like small business groups, then you could post about business stuff too.
That's what I didn't want
about, like any coach opportunity calls. When we have a coach opportunity call, post it in there because those are people that want to grow an at-home business.
It's hard to find people, especially when all you do is work and come home.
I know. I know.
It's really hard.
All right. That's perfect. I'm proud of you because you're adding people. I know last time we talked, you're like, I keep adding, but nothing's happening. But now you're adding and things are happening. So you just got to, it's consistency. I'm watching you post in these groups because I'm in those same groups with you. And I told Amy, I'm like, I'm in those groups too. So I don't post. I let her take it.
Well, and I tell Amy, I'm like, she's like, I'm not going to post her in those groups. I'm like, Amy, I can't even find my own posts when I go back into those groups. So it really doesn't even matter. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's so many postings
people in there
and so many people that it really doesn't matter. Because like Tina, Amy's new coach,
right,
is in some of them. And I'm like, I don't even care. I give her props. I go in and I lock
coaches in there too. Cause I think Candy's in there. Like I'll see every once in a while, I'll see a coach post. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they were in this group.
It just depends. And then if I scroll through, I can't even find the stuff. I can't even find my own stuff. You know what I mean? So it's not like we're stepping on each other's toes because half the time you're not seeing it anyway.
Right. Yep, that's true. But yeah, that's a good one too, is to go into any different like business, whether it's a, work from home moms type group, stuff like that. Or moms looking for at-home business. I'm sure they'll have a group like that. And then you guys can post that way because you want to find people that want to get healthy and fit, but I mean, who doesn't want to get healthy and fit? But you also want to look for the people that want to build a business because this is what you want to do. You guys want to grow a team and you want to get business builders.
And then there's a lot that are called like, I found events and vendor
yes.
groups. I found a lot of those, and I was originally sticking to just South Florida because that's what I know.
Right.
But you really don't have to.
No, you don't have to.
You can go anywhere.
Mm-hmm. I actually did a couple events and did a table for them and stuff like that.
I was looking into that, and it seems like everyone that I look into is when I have to work.
Yeah, I know.
During the
I did
week.
one at a couple churches just to kind of get involved in the church community, you know, get my face there, that kinds of stuff. So, I mean, it worked. I added a lot of people into my network and stuff like that. So those are things that you guys can do in your communities too. See if your church is having like a little fundraiser event where you can do like a little table and make little Shakeology samples for people to try, things like that. Whatever programs you might have at home, you could put out on your table to decorate your table. But there's so many different ways. And I will upload this recording later this evening so you guys can kind of go back through it. And if there's anything that you didn't get to get notes on, you can retake notes and go back and look. But these are great ways for you to start adding to your network now without having to worry about paying any money out. You want to make money before you have to spend money. So these are ways that you can do it without dishing all this money out. This is how I did it. And then once I had a lot of people, then I'm like, okay, I'll pay a little bit of money to run an ad because now I'm making some money with Beachbody. So I'll use that money I made to put back into the business to build it even more. So these are a lot of the steps that I did to start creating more people and adding value to everything in order to get people on board. So I figured I would share it with everybody because I know that's the biggest thing is, you know, adding to our network. And how to keep adding more people. Like, where do you find them? Where do you get them from? So I just wanted to share with everybody. But Lonnie has good points. So find those kind of groups also because it's working for her. It's worked for me in the past. So
I look at it as, like you said, like free advertising. And me and Amy just had this conversation. I was like, it's free advertising.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And that's what you have to find. And then somebody in that group might like it and they might share it on their page. And then they're advertising for you. They don't see it as they're advertising. They see it as like, wow, this is exciting. Let me share it with all my friends.
Well, and you know that as soon as they click that they're going to the event,
it goes on their timeline.
Appears on their timeline.
Yep.
So now their friends are seeing it. And that's how I ended up with the last 2 coaches that I signed.
Yep. Yep,
So,
because then they see that event, then they click into the event, they read it, it looks interesting, then they click they're going, and then next thing you know, you're messaging them, communicating with them, and they're ordering their challenge pack. So and it's all about the consistency. I've been watching Lonnie stay very consistent in those groups because I'm in them. I watch the posts.
Every morning, I wake up.
Yep.
My alarm goes off at 7. I get up at 6. My brain gets up at 6. I don't move. I do my power hour from my bed. I sit on my phone and I post in all those groups. I invite, I do, you know, most of it in that time before I even get out of bed because I can do it right from my phone. All I do is click share.
That's awesome. No, I'm watching you. And it's funny because I told Amy that. I was like, I'm in a lot of those groups that Lonnie's in, and I see her posts every morning, and she's sharing her events, and she's sharing her groups that she has going on, and she's sharing everything. I was like, I see him every morning. It's awesome. And then I looked on there, I'm like, and she's hit it since X4. And I go, see, she's staying consistent. So it's just you have to stay consistent. Sometimes it might feel like you're beating a dead horse. Nothing's happening, and you're doing it, and you're doing it, and you're doing it, and nothing's happening, but it will. It'll happen. Just keep doing it and don't give up. Don't give up on it. Does anybody else have any questions or anything they want to talk about? All right. I'm going to end the call tonight, but just you guys keep pushing through. Don't give up on any of it. And if you feel like giving up, text me, call me, message me, or Amy, and we'll remind you why you started this in the first place. All right. Oh, I need to take a picture. You guys turn your cameras on so you can smile. All right. Ready? Smile. Get that cutie in there. There you go. Good job. All right, guys. Have a good night.
Now I can go take a shower.
Right?
Night.
Bye.